everyone, and welcome back to Bad Fanfiction Night. I am your host, Raymond McNeil. Joining me, as always, is the wonderful Twilight Guardian.
Hello.
Oh, God! Right in my ear!
My God, oh, you're loud. Hello,
Twilight is now... Twilight, located centrally right behind you. Well,
what's that, taker beam, but it's us, it's Twilight just right behind us?
yeah. So I don't mean to dampen. We do love your comments and critiques, but I'm going to be a little more stringent on the rules today because I just saw this chapter and it's 41 pages.
What the fuck, Shad? What the
Potato Mike.
Here's actually a thing for everyone.
One minute. Why did it reset again? Okay, I'm actually getting frustrated now with Streamlabs. It's resetting all of my audio profiles to default instead of actually keeping them. This is not scuff now. It's pure frustration.
Ugh.
All right, we should be good now, everyone. Terribly sorry about that. So people were hearing me on my headset mic instead of my good mic. It's fixed now. Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh. Thank you, everyone in chat who immediately caught that. That would have been really bad if I were talking to myself again, like my 10th year stream. But yes,
Just say that you had.
Oh no.
Just like say that you had like schizophrenia. It's fine.
But yes, this is allegedly 41 pages. I think maybe we'll have to split this in half to stay sane. I know while I was reviewing the episode 17 of Fixing Ruby last night with the other sketchies, I accidentally kept my sister up and I felt bad about it, so I might want to kind of truncate tonight. But yes, so I guess we'll go 20.5 pages, something like that. We'll try and figure out where that halfway mark is, which means me and Twy will swap out on the 10.25 pages. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
What if it turns out this isn't 41 pages?
It says 41 pages. I'm looking at it right now.
That first blurb looks familiar. Is that just me?
Let's see.
Small
You're-
thing.
Yes.
It says chapter 28.
I was gonna say to everyone in chat, remember, get your Shadow the Conqueror bingo cards ready for this
Yes.
chapter.
Wait.
Yep.
Scroll up.
Wait.
Scroll up and you'll find it.
Where do I find this bingo card?
It's just up in the chat.
I
Scroll
see
from
it.
what chat?
Hell yeah.
Let me see. Is this? No, this is last chapter. Is that right? The fall into their flight, the captain of all people had access. Yeah, no, this is not. What?
Let's double check real quick. Give me a second.
I'm checking last stream because that looks
yeah,
like the
if
exact
mold
same
is good,
blurb.
yeah, this is them talking about the blue cheese. What?
No, we're on chapter 30.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
say
Yeah,
blue
chapter
cheese.
30.
Huh. So okay, these are not as long. So wait, what the hell happened with the page lengths? Why are they?
I have no idea.
suddenly So, all right. So chapter 30 is going to be shorter. Yeah, and then
Told you.
all right. Well, let's see how far. I'll get halfway through 30, and I'll judge my pace with this new metric because apparently the pages have changed.
Crisis averted.
Yes, crisis.
You
averted.
can. We could do 2 chapters. With you reading a chapter and maybe a page or so. I think.
Okay. Well, we'll see how like we get halfway through this, and if like we're making good time, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hop right into it. Chapter 30. I eventually discovered the duplicity of the craftsmanship guilds, charging more for their services than my set pricing, which explained why they had such ease in keeping their members. Wait, this doesn't sound right. 1 minute. Let me double check this. Is this actually? Oh, it is the shade. Okay, good. All right. Double check. I tried my best to suppress them, but they unionized against me. My God! Unions! They knew I needed their skilled labor, so instead of punishing them, I executed their wives, daughters, and sons. This brought them in line, but sowed the seeds of hatred that would eventually lead to my downfall. There was a middle-ranked guild member from the Artistry Guild that took particular grievance to my action. You all know his name. Rayatan Leusa.
I have no idea who this is.
Yes, I have no idea who this is.
Sorry, who?
Also, Jesus, man, like you didn't get the price you wanted, and you just started lopping off
I was
heads?
gonna say, like, this entire time we've been building up this character in these little blurbs, he's at least tried to excuse his actions in terms of like, oh, I invaded these countries because they attacked us first, and this is the spoils of war. I overthrew the ruling government because they were wronging all the citizenry, that sort of thing. They wronged me and my people. Yeah, whatever. Okay, understandable enough. I was sleeping.
What about the pedophilia?
I was gonna say no real excuse for that, but his excuse was allegedly, I didn't know it. I didn't know she was 13, bro.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But up until now, he has always tried to caveat why he did the things he did to make himself look better. This is the first time it's just, yeah, they unionized against me, so I just murdered their families. It's like, I'm sorry, do you have no qualification for that one?
Oh, very
They formed a
Amazon.
union. That's justification enough. Also, he's a massive fucking hypocrite because isn't his origin story that his wife and child were murdered? So why would he go there?
Because it's the worst. Well,
sometimes sometimes you gotta know, you gotta do what you know.
Thinking from a villain's perspective, why he would go there, it's the worst horror he's ever suffered, and he wants to enact it upon someone else to get the point across.
Yeah, like, of all the things he does, this is actually one of the, like, least inconsistent things as a villain.
Yeah, it's
this
like,
is fine.
Oh yeah, no, this is exactly in line with a dictator. Why haven't we been doing this the entire time?
Yeah,
Listen, he has to stomp down on all these unauthorized bathroom breaks.
But the thing that's caveat about this is unrepentance would mean that he knows it's wrong and is still doing it. So him having seen the light later is going to be a bit of a conundrum to explain, and so far I am not sure how he's going to see the light. Anyway, men screamed as they were ripped apart, the others stumbling and running into things, muttering, utterly crippled by the loss of light. What's going on? Sane called out in a panic, not remembering what his voice was. It's the black damned shade, too, by the sound of it. Oh, light, Sane said. I can't see where I'm going. Gee willikers, Dalen. But Dalen could see, not with his eyes, but with his light senses. He had detective vision. With it, Sane was as visible as in day. In fact, as Dalen fully relied on his power, he could see everyone and even the faint outline of his surroundings. But there was something else, something wrong and unnatural. The wrongness had form, and Dalen could see them, like two darker parts of the blackness, and it made him feel sick. I'm sorry, when your prose is reminding me of the lyrics to Skeleton Man. What part of him was the skeleton? The skeleton part. What part of him was the blackness? The darker part of the blackness.
God, that is bad.
You could just say yes.
The Shade. They flew with lethal speed from man to man, slashing and tearing with their vicious claws. The men floundered helplessly. Most Shade could fly when bathed in the black of night, but hopefully these would be too new to have developed any greater power. Also, I realized Random fandom. I cast sticky stuffed crust.
Ew.
Yeah, no,
So it's a
no.
dessert pizza?
Stuffed crust with stickiness.
It's like what? You have pizza stuffed with like a cream cheese filling,
Icing?
something like that. Like what the fuck?
They did make that.
Like frosting, maybe?
Yeah,
That's
like
nasty.
yeah. I don't think that would mix well. Frosting stuffed crust.
They were
Honey
cream
glazing.
puff stuffed ones.
I mean, I don't know. Apparently, there's this new.
at a pizza shop. No.
There's apparently a new restaurant chain that's like chicken and donut themed. So like, I don't fucking know what the world's coming to.
This maybe?
Ed Savinsky
Wait,
says,
wait, wait.
so this
Maybe it's just maybe it's a Philadelphia, New
Hello?
Jersey thing.
Shush.
guys, what were the rules? Whoever was just speaking, repeat me back. What is the rule?
I hear a lot of not talking in this dumb fuck chat.
Sky Slasher. I know it's you.
Yeah,
you
okay.
were trying to
I'll
hide
speak-
it. We have video evidence.
Are you?
Okay.
No, actually, I would ask if you're stupid, but I already know.
No, no. What,
No
what-
talking when you or Celtic are speaking.
Yes, that is correct. Please be mindful of it. Okay, don't worry. We're not going to kill you now. All right, it's okay. That comes later. Anyway,
For now.
Ed Savinsky says,
One more
so
toe out of line.
this Sani regeneration is more Dick Grayson. Yes, the sane regeneration is more Dick Grayson. I was going for a oh, what's his face from Superman? Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Disrespect to both of them, but continue.
Hey, look, Sane is like so far the most sensible character. Where was it? They flew at lethal speed from man to man. Moshe could fly when bathed in the black of night, but hopefully these would be too new to have developed any greater power. Dalen ran. Twy,
Who is that?
that's Twy humming.
Yeah, my
fuck?
coach.
Wasn't me, I swear.
It's the feedback. There's the feedback. It's fine.
Oh, there's feedback today. It's so random whenever it shows up on my mic and when it doesn't.
Oh, great.
Dalen ran to a source of light that he could sense through the darkness. This light didn't come from a living creature, but rather one of the sunstones in many of the sconces of the cave. He entered a small area of light for the darkness that the shade cast couldn't extinguish it, only push it back. They weakened the light and restricted it to glowing only a meter or so from its source. Within the light, Dalen himself was illuminated, and was the ground under his feet, but everything else was bathed in darkness. Dalen grabbed a sunstone the size of a large marble from the sconce, and held it between two gauntleted fingers, imperious in his other hand. Okay, Shad, what is exactly the size of a large marble? Because we know what a marble is, but a large marble could literally be the size of your fist if you made it big enough.
Is it an apple? Is it a coconut? Like...
I'm going to guess the size of a magic 8-ball.
Large enough for him to choke on it.
Oh.
Grabbing a second sunstone, Dalen ran to Sane, finding him easily in the darkness with his light sense. Dalen gave Sane the second stone. Get to the ship and grab Arik. I need him. Okay. Sane nodded quickly and moved much easier now, having some light to guide him. Dalen ran forward and attacked one of the monstrous Shade. He had fought Shade before. He had fought thousands of them, having survived the fourth night. But it had never been easy. One of the best weapons to fight the Shade was a torch, a sunstone-powered light that looked like a telescope. Oh, I was going to say...
A flashlight.
Oh.
Torch in British English.
Oh, it's British torch. Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, we're doing Pathfinder 1E rules. Got it. These are swarms.
God, I wish.
I wish.
But it had never been easy. Telescope. By focusing and magnifying the light, it could pierce the Shade's unnatural darkness to an extent. If you'd shown enough intense light on a Shade, they lost all their unnatural powers, like their ability to fly, but not their strength. Of course, Dalen had no torch with him, so mentioning this was fucking pointless. Luckily, from now, how these things moved and attacked, they were both Only lesser shade, but lesser by no means meant weak or harmless. They were still more deadly than any natural thing in existence. A greater shade, or the worst, a large shade, would have meant his doom, given how unprepared he was. Dalen took off his Sunforged gauntlet and threw it aside. It wasn't like Imperius and would shatter as soon as the shade touched it. Dalen drew in the light from the sunstone he held and bonded it to his speed. As he drew upon the light, the sunstone dimmed greatly. Actually, I had a fun thought there. What if he threw it aside to save it, and then just one of the shades randomly just stepped on it? It's like, and he's just like, oh man.
Instant death for the shade.
Just kind of, oh.
That would be funny.
Dalen charged at the monster. It noticed him instantly, as they could see perfectly in darkness. It shrieked and flew up to avoid Dalen's attack. With his sense, Dalen could make out the shade's form and see that it had once been a young teenage girl, her dress hanging in tatters. In their early forms, Shade looked mostly like they had in life, except corrupted and foul. Blood was ever seeping from their eyes and mouth, their skin a decaying white, their hair black as night, their teeth jagged, their fingers ending in vicious claws, and devoid of all life, their eyes were as red as blood. Oh, guys! Rachelu Ketsuneku Oni is back! Yay!
Oh!
Yes!
Okay, and just like that, you say these words. I'm gonna go get whiskey. Bye.
I wasn't there for that. I'm saddened now.
Get some for me, please.
No.
Who's that? I don't know.
SHADIVERSITY Cusack, I just saw that.
He should have been in Bad Fanfiction Night like 3 years ago. Then you would have known.
Yeah, and I would say,
Or-
oh, just wait for the video to come out. But if that hard drive comes back, it might not be there anymore, unfortunately.
Let me know.
Oh, no.
Let me know.
Yeah, I should mention that all the recordings, that's where I had all my video backed up, was on that drive. So, yep, that might be lost to time.
In
Hey,
my
but
defense,
you know what? Better, more
That's
excuse
what
to
was
do it
fire.
live.
Yeah. Also, so you guys know, Leiteru is the first time that I used my anime girl voice. So only
Yeah,
he and Dalen share that voice so far.
Yeah, and it was horrifying back then too.
Well, I mean,
You know what you did.
When
I
you read
do.
Dalen's voice, give us a nice hearty nya at some point.
No.
Never say these words again.
Also,
Oh.
some good fan art.
I think
Yeah,
I died a little inside.
Yeah, that fan art is great. Little angry twy. Okay. Shade's form, or okay. The shade dived towards Dalen, its claws ready to rend him apart. Dalen leapt to the side and rolled before rising, only to be struck by the second. Its claws sank into his shoulders, pulling him into the air with it, and trying to rip him in two. Dalen enhanced his fortitude to resist the shade, its unnatural strength. The light from Dalen's sunstone enveloped them both, but it wasn't strong enough to nullify the shade's powers. It shrieked as it tried to rend him, but Dalen's power kept him in one piece. I'm just imagining like a 13-year-old girl trying to fucking bane break Dalen right now.
If only.
Auric, help me! A child is trying to kill me!
A child is breaking Dalen in Lego City. Help!
no, read in voice chat.
Prep the emergency, Auric.
Hey! And off to the rescue!
The shade held Dalen's sword arm at bay, but he did manage to raise his left fist and push the small sunstone into the shade's face. The stone's light alone might not have been bright enough to affect the shade, but making physical contact was different. The thing shrieked in pain, and they fell. Dalen directed their fall, forcing the shade under him, and managed to— Dalen! For the love of God! Stop putting 13-year-olds under you!
Oh dear.
You just can't help yourself. Jesus Christ,
Oh
my
my
good sir.
god.
Ugh.
Chad, I want you to know there are numbers above 20.
Dalen directed their fall facing the shade under him and managed to pull his sword arm back enough to drive Imperius through the monster's gut as they landed. Shattering glass sounded as Imperius resisted the shade's touch. 791, Dalen thought in the back of his head. The shade screamed and with one arm threw him away. Dalen was still bonding light to his body, so the landing didn't break any bones. But they did break his heart. Getting to his feet, Dalen's bond suddenly switched to healing without him causing them to do so. That's weirdly worded. Without him causing them to do so, without him willing them to do so would probably been better.
Also, thing to say with
kind of
the
a typo.
whole 790, I believe, and I am getting this secondhand, so grain of salt and everything, that's apparently a reference to Gimli and Legolas counting their kills during Lord of the Rings.
The movie.
No, it's in the book.
Oh, really?
Wow.
You read the book?
Yeah.
You know, I really got to see those movies one day. They look awesome.
I still need to see the director's cuts. Like
haven't?
I've never
Oh,
managed to get
it
around to
is
watching
good.
the extended versions.
Actually,
fuck.
back in high school, my English class, we watched Fellowship, like the extended cut, but I had to go for a doctor's appointment, so I missed like an hour.
Damn.
That's actually sad.
All right. The shade screamed and with one arm threw him away. Dalen was still bonding light to his body, landing his feet, switched them. There it is. In a few seconds, the deep cuts in his arms from the shade's claws were healed. The sunstone felt noticeably smaller than when he had found it. Indeed, when looking at it, Dalen saw that it was half its original size. His powers were consuming it. Dalen, that's just how it happens, all right? I know you're a teenager, but you gotta figure these things out. The two shades circled him in the air. It took a lot more than a mere impaling to kill a shade. Cutting them in half or a proper decapitation would do the job. The problem was that a shade's flesh was twice as tough as a boar's. Then suddenly, Dalen was surrounded by light. Arik. Sorry, I love the then suddenly because like my brain always goes to then suddenly penguins.
Where's that?
I don't
two
remember.
questions.
I think it is from something, but like I kind of internalized it to the point that I'm not sure anymore if that's me or something else.
And this is a note. It's a reference to actually the first Jack stream we did for Arcane Season 2. But so Sane got from the middle of this place out of it into the ship, and Arik is here in the time that it took Dalen to have like 2 moves.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Arik's
Well, I mean,
action
he had to
economy
find-
is crazy.
Time.
That man moves 60 feet per movement action.
That's
Damn.
See, what you don't know actually is his light powers affect time.
I'm going to hit you.
Actually,
I mean,
Art
it's like
was there
that
the whole
one-
time. He was just trying to find the light switch.
Oh, I feel like that time joke is gonna come back. Anyway.
I'm just gonna get ahead of this. No, it's not. I'm just bullshitting.
Okay.
He is bullshitting.
Like I'm not gonna do that to you.
I was gonna say it'd be fucking crazy if you spoiled like the alpha pin that there's time travel.
Oh,
No,
God, no,
trust. Don't worry.
no.
The alpha pin remains strong.
The alpha pin remains until the end.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Did you say circle him in it?
I am
Is
scared.
the alpha pin, is that going to be the reason he turned, quote unquote?
I'm not saying a damn thing.
See, why are you asking a question we can't answer? That's spoilers, bro.
Because I'm mean.
Yeah.
I'm very mean.
Come on.
Anyway.
We're not
this-
gonna. The answer is we're not gonna answer you, Celtic. So don't bother asking.
I am
Come on,
allowed
it's
to
Shadow of the
voice my
Conqueror.
thoughts as they happen. Anyway.
Unless you kiss it right.
Can you voice it in a way that's not a question?
Okay, the
And say it
alpha
in
pin
pig
is
Latin.
going to be what is related to his past. turning into
No.
a good person, quote
I
unquote.
refuse to talk to you.
There, that is the statement of my current mental processes. All right. Thank the light, Dalen said, sighing in relief. Arik was using his powers, and light was streaming off him, though he was only able to illuminate a 5-meter radius before the darkness fought back. It was like the shadows were trying to press in on them. This is certainly unexpected, Arik said. Blackheart, he must have thought this was a nice security measure. The fool. That's what I said. Arik looked up to his left, possessing the same light sense as Dalen, even though their powers were different. Except I got confused about that, so it doesn't matter anymore. Any more than these? Arik asked. Only the two, both lesser, one injured, with no unique powers as far as I can tell. Oh wait, one of them can tap dance. That was mildly intimidating. Then let us end this quickly, Arik said, stretching out his hand, the light emanating from his body being drawn to it. Bright, intense light suddenly shot out a beam from Arik's outstretched arm. It pierced the darkness, and though it grew weaker the further away it was from Arik, it was still strong enough to strike the nearest shade, which then fell from the air. I am imagining this has the same effect as shooting a dog in the face with a water sprayer. It's all
Bad shade, bad.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts.
Dalen raced forward while channeling light through each of his bonds to speed, spinning and slicing the. Wait, to each of his bonds to speed, spinning, and. To each of his bonds to. I'm not the only one seeing this sentence written
Through each
poorly,
of his
right?
bonds to speed.
It's to all
he
of
has
his
a
core
bond?
stats. That's
Wait a minute, he
that's
has
the
a
important
bond?
part.
Dalen
For
raced
spinning?
forward while channeling light through each of his bonds to speed. Oh, right, because the bonds are not the things that. I hate the system. Oh my god. Because I thought, like, I was confused. I thought spinning and slicing were two of the attributes suddenly, and I'm like,
Most powerful of one of all.
is that why
Helicopter.
Palpatine what he did? Is it Palpatine just
Racing.
maxed out spinning?
Remember, kids, spinning is indeed a good trick.
Oh.
Do the rotates. You will never fail.
Spinning and slicing the thing in two, Imperious chiming its sound of breaking glass. Yet a shade's flesh was tough, but for Imperious it was butter. 790, Dalen said softly. I've seen you before. A grating voice whispered softly from the darkness. The shade! It speaks! The dead! Speak! Arik called out from where Dalen couldn't see. Lesser shade can't speak, Arik. Not for themselves, at least. A greater shade is speaking through it using their hive mind. Excuse you? They're a hive mind? Was this mentioned before?
Yep. Nope. Have fun. Enjoy this. Take care.
Oh, no!
Do not leave. Do not leave.
Oh, we got groaning from everybody.
They have one.
Oh, Christ!
We're
You
one
are
more away
making
from
this
bingo.
They
worse.
were just zombies.
Shad, you have just opened up fucking Pandora's box on all of this. Oh,
Wait, what?
God.
Why does this remind me of the Reaper from
It's the
Mass
flood.
Effect?
Because the Reaper is the better version of this.
Yeah.
So
I
is
see.
the Flood
So
is
not
the
for
better
a second.
version of this, more accurately.
I zoned out for a second. What's the Pandora's box?
The Pandora's
A
box
hive mind?
is that a hive mind is now accessible to all of the accumulated knowledge of the previous hosts. Everything that the hive mind experience, the hive mind learns. The shade in this instance should not in any way be rabid beasts. They should be highly calculated monsters, especially if they can talk at this low a level and be controlled like puppets.
But they should be.
They're like the Borg.
They should
Yeah.
be the Borg functionally, and they should be speaking to Dalen of like your existence is irrelevant. You exist because I allow it, and you will die because I demand it.
Oh, Christ.
If he was a clever writer, this would be the twist where they're just supposed to pretend to be mindless.
I miss the Reapers.
Because they like
How
messing
much
with
do you want to
people.
bet this will play into nothing in the future?
I miss the Reapers from the first
I'd take it.
games. Anyway.
Yeah, you move both.
Do you know us? Yes, you know us well, the Shade said. I remember fighting you. This wasn't good. Dalen had to kill the thing quickly. You're remembering my father, Dalen lied. He fought you the last time you tried to end the world. Oh, but we remember.
What?
We remember everything. And we remember you, Gadget. Yes. I can't keep that voice up. I remember.
Hold on, I gotta ask, were you doing the metalhead voice for that?
Oracle voice, actually.
Okay, I was like, that's a Jack and Dexter voice.
Well, yeah, the
you're
Oracle
doing, like,
and also it's Claw from Inspector
Yes.
Gadget.
What is Suspected Reaper from Overwatch?
I don't
Nah,
know.
too
Reaper
try
from
hard.
Overwatch.
That's not his you voice. don't know.
Counterpoint?
Say fun fact.
I should
Wait,
clarify.
counterpoint?
I hate Overwatch. Overwatch is my controversial take. Overwatch is only good for the porn. Anyway.
Controversial.
One of these days, One of these days, man. One of these days.
I was gonna say cold take. Yeah.
I have
saw
never
it
heard
Black
of
Doom.
more. Ice
Oh,
Cold
it
Take.
should. You know
Ice
what? No,
Cold.
it should be
Ice-
Black Doom. This is perfect, actually.
I forgot Overwatch existed.
Yeah, I still remember that hilarious thing that Fatman was in a conversation about for 45 minutes before both him and the other person realized they didn't know they were talking about the same thing. Fatman was talking about the porn, they were talking about the game, and neither realized that the other was talking about something completely different. That was only...
Okay, so
okay, so I
Jesus
gotta
Christ.
recalibrate because someone brought up Black Doom from Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, but we remember you. We remember everything, and we remember you. Yes, you say we tried to end the world, yet you've done more in bringing that about than any we've ever done. Dalus the Conqueror.
Is that the Snapcube version?
Yes.
Yeah, it's me, the devil, ya boy.
Why is it
Silence!
What's
Dalen
up?
screamed,
It's
enraged. He drew on the light from his sunstone, but he wanted more. He wanted to kill this thing as fast as possible, pulling on the light like sucking in as much air as he could. Dalen absorbed the whole stone, and his power suddenly surged. In a blindingly fast motion, literally a fraction of a second, Dalen sped forward and cut the shade in two, and he said, "Nothing personnel, kid." The chime of breaking glass reverberated through the cavern as light flooded the cave. Dalen managed to think, 789, but was then quickly distracted by what he had done. Somehow he had absorbed the whole sunstone, which gave him a brief burst of heightened power. I was ready to send another beam of light, Arik said, but clearly you didn't need it. I just did something strange. I saw. You surged your powers with the sunstone. Excuse you? Absorbing a whole sunstone for a large but brief burst of power. Did you not read it in the tutorial? Allow me to repeat the tutorial for you.
This was in the crafting system, bro.
Also,
Oh
Joke, I
my
wanted to-
god! More being introduced now?
Yeah.
Hey, Joke, anyways,
He drinks out, folks. It's going to be a long one.
This sounds like an amazing D&D campaign, but can we actually get a good story, please?
Anyways, a joke I wanted to make about why Dalen wanted to silence the shade. It was threatening to leak the Discord DMs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, it's me, the devil. I've got the DMs. Guess who's into... Oh, God, that's a lot of furry porn. Oh, God, and the feet, the toe beans? Oh, you sick fuck. Oh, I'm the devil.
You know, we have to blow up the earth.
What's with all this AI-generated Supergirl bullshit?
Oh, no.
Just had to go for the throat with that one.
All right,
Guys.
okay, I'm going to actually continue now.
Guys.
Arik said, walking to Dalen's side, It's called surging. God damn it, Arik! Stop!
Wait.
Ah, I can do it too, but if we absorb a sunstone that's too big or too quickly, it will kill us.
And you didn't tell me?
I'm still waiting to see you use your powers responsibly. You're doing better, but I've yet to see you control yourself when angry. Breaking Sane's arm didn't help. With that in light, I think it's obvious why I didn't tell you how to get more out of your powers.
Even if it might save my life?
I didn't know we would run into a shade, Dalen. Still, the knowledge you had of your powers is perfectly adequate for anything you need. Make sure I'm actually tracking this. Yeah.
And what if I had been holding a sunstone that happened to be bigger and accidentally killed myself?
Very few people figure out surging on their own.
Well, I'm one of those few.
Obviously, because you're super special awesome, of course.
Is there anything else you're not telling me?
When I was a teenager, I liked to draw naked women.
Much information.
Sauce.
No, I don't want that drawing.
Is he taking commissions?
I fucking hate this Gunsian fucking dialogue. Ah. All right.
Wait, that was it. That's the end of the book.
No, but it's the end of my patience.
Okay.
Anyway. Dalen ground his teeth in frustration.
Arik?
It's true. Oh, puberty, he said with a sigh. A very difficult time. Yeah, some people might never have left it. Looking at you, Shad.
Dad.
Dalen glared at him. Someone's not in a laughing mood. Okay, you need to be touching the stone to surge from it. A sunstone about the size of a fist is as large as you would want to go. Surging a whole stone of that size will give you a massive burst of power and won't kill you, but you'll feel like a horse kicked you in the chest for a length of a fall. Alternatively, if you are already in regular light, you can draw on the stone at a slower rate for a small but consistent enhancement on top of your regular powers, but that will fatigue your body's channeling ability much quicker. You might find yourself quickly exhausted and unable to channel at all for several hours.
Anything else?
Look, Dalen. I only know so much about light bending, specifically those things that overlap with my own powers. Right now, there's nothing else that comes to mind.
Well, I guess I know now,
Dalen said, grabbing his gauntlet from the ground. He walked to a few nearby sconces where he took their sunstones. The surging thing could be very useful.
You handled
yourself admirably, Arik said, looking to the dead shade. And you were right to call for me. Dalen was pulling on his gauntlet.
I did what needed to be done.
You've clearly fought them before.
Yeah, even in day, the shade lurk under any dark rock. A lot of people find themselves against them.
But few survive. Dalen looked down on the shade he had just killed. It was the female one, and indeed she had been a young girl when turned. Most likely
it was Blackheart that turned them, Dalen said. Locked them away in that dark cave. I bet this one would have grown into a lust given enough time, and then no weak-willed red-blooded man could have resisted its sexual compulsion, especially not these brainless pirates. Light Blackheart was a fool. What the fuck?
I want.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Me,
Have fun.
I want off
quickly.
the Eppenstein ride, please.
Please, Dalen.
And I think the final time for this book, I'm gonna say it, but with the whole you can absorb a sunstone to gain more power, put a pin in that.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Are we going to
Trust
put a
that the
pin
magic
in
word.
the whole lust thing in that? I mean,
I ain't putting a pin in shit. Don't put that
Oculus.
evil on me.
okay. Don't forget,
Don't you
woman's
put that
primary
evil
value
on
is
me,
her
Ricky
sex
Bobby.
appeal. Never fucking forget it. I'm sitting here, it's like, look, I have nothing against things like succubi. They're a time-tested, like, monster for settings like
fantasy, that sort of thing. But just the nature of how everything in this fucking book has gone, it's just like it in context, it adds a level of just extra disgust to it. And oh my god, Metal Gear Pencelsior.
Excelsior. I've got my own debate online.
By the way, somebody got a bingo.
Meme, but I couldn't figure out.
Oh, someone got a bingo? Let's see.
Yeah.
Sticky bread, light binding paragraph, free space. Someone gets muted. My sword imperious. No one got muted.
Yeah, Epic.
Epic
Yep.
muted. Epic got muted.
Oh, I didn't
Epic.
realize that.
You fool!
I didn't parody prize, unfortunately.
Oh, he's
Should've remembered the rules.
sad. He's so sad.
Don't be sad.
You knew the rules.
Oh, I did
I'm
not.
so
I happened so swiftly. I didn't even realize it.
I
Sticky
should make
bread.
more.
Did they mention
She was
sticky
a
bread in
silent
this
killer.
paragraph? In this chapter, I mean, did they mention?
No, I did.
Did they?
Oh.
No, we
In chat
mentioned
count.
sticky bread.
Okay, I don't know if that's a fair thing on we're trying to see what the book brings up. Although I guess we're for meta with this, people getting muted. I don't care. I'm moving on.
It was just
Shad is a weird. Shad has a weird relationship with sex, and it's very uncomfortable.
I feel bad for his wife.
For all we know, maybe she's as weird as him. Maybe they're made for each other.
Oh dear.
Maybe she wears a Supergirl costume.
Don't put that in our minds.
So, are you ready to call for me if you survive? Most likely Blackheart turned him, but fool. More arrogant than foolish, though arrogance can make many intelligent men fools. Eric said. Interesting that the Shade thought you the Conqueror. Is it? Dalen said, preparing to spin some bull. You picked out that I was the Conqueror's son the first time we met. I looked just like him, and my father was my age when he fought the Shade during the fourth night. It's an easy mistake, considering. Eric was silent for a few seconds. Yes, clearly. This thing, Dalen said, nodding to the dead monster, can't have been the captive Blackheart linked to a sword, otherwise it would have shattered when she turned. Then we best search this place thoroughly. Alright, I think we can make it through this chapter, so that means, I think 5 pages in, quote unquote.
Whoa.
That's when up with Y.
We're on chapter 31.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Indeed,
good.
yes.
Oh wow.
Chapter 31. I didn't even know who this Rayaten was at first, and neither do we. He was still a young man and did his work in the background. He was not even a guild member. However, it was his effort to oppose me through enriching the guilds and circumventing my policies that earned him the position of Master of the Artistry Guild.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Wait, he was not even a guild master, and then he became a guild master. So...
I'm not even gonna bother putting a pin in this. This is just so stupid.
Well, no, it's just
Anakin
I just
Skywalker.
like he was a young man. He wasn't even a guild master. But then because he did these things, he became a guild master. It's like you could just skip the whole he was not even a guild master line. What the fuck?
He was a young man.
I imagine that it was meant to be something like he wasn't even a master of his craft, and yet through being a thorn in my side earned him the Master of the Artistry Guild or whatever.
Well, that's
I would have
stupid.
just gone like, yeah, just he wasn't even an artist. He was an AI artist.
Yeah,
Okay,
giving himself 2 points in artist after that shit with Jazza.
I
Oh my
watched that
God.
video
Yes.
and it's just fucking
That was
it's
painful.
painful. You can tell how uncomfortable everyone at that table was during that.
You could
Yeah.
see, like, in the top corner, 2 of those guys have just completely checked out. They're like,
Oh,
all right.
Oh yeah,
There
no,
was
absolutely.
there was a shared look, and they were just like, "This guy."
I
Yeah.
just walked away from the table.
It's this again.
Oh. If I had known of his actions at that time, I would have executed him without hesitation. But he was subtle in all his dealings, as with the other guild masters. They had learned to do nothing too conspicuous. I thought I had the guilds mostly in check, though I couldn't have been further from the truth.
Turns out when you just go
Wait.
across murdering random civilians, their
Wait.
families hate you. Who
I
would've
thought
thought?
I had the guilds mostly in check, though I couldn't have been further from the truth. Don't you
Whoa,
mean
what is
that couldn't? That was just twice feedback. Don't you mean though
okay.
that couldn't have been farther from the truth? Like, I don't think that's grammatically correct.
No.
I don't know.
Grab Sullen, Dalen said. He'll know where the captives are held. You're not joining me? I'd rather you be the hero, thanks. Anyway, I want to take a look through Blackheart's quarters. Arik nodded and left. Dalen scanned his surroundings and noticed a very fancy door, like one you would see in a manor house. It was on an upper level of the cave, and a walkway had been carved out of the stone leading to it. The timber frame around the polished door was of rough workmanship, as were the structures strewn all around, making for a stark contrast. Subtle, Dalen huffed to himself, walking towards the door. Enhancing his strength and weight, Dalen kicked the door in, and then only then realized that it was unlocked. The door's lock was so strong that it held firm, causing the door to split in two down the middle as it burst open. Dalen did not realize all he had to do was turn the knob. Beyond was a short sunstone-lit tunnel that led into a large room-size... Again! It's a
Keep it
large
controlled.
room-sized cavity! What does that mean? Dalen, what does that mean? What?
Celtic.
Yeah?
Endure.
Oh,
You
God.
have to continue.
Once inside, Dalen whistled low and long. The room was filled with the finest comforts money could buy, putting the captain's cabin back on the Maravin to shame. A great opulent bed, gold-trimmed armoires, satin couches, a massive sunstone chandelier, a large window built into what would have been the natural opening to the outside of the island, a huge open fireplace, patterned rugs lining the floor, shelves and shelves of books, an ivory key grand piano, gold silver-trimmed chest, a fully stocked liquor cabinet with some of the finest wines, statues, paintings, and large cushioned chairs behind a chestnut desk.
I hate this sentence.
He's not enduring it.
I
Oh my
hate
God,
it.
it's such a
It's
long
hurting my
sentence.
eyes.
Breathe.
I'm actually
Clearly,
lightheaded.
forgot-
Question.
I'm actually lightheaded.
So
Just a
I
quick
want
question. Sorry,
I
go
want
ahead.
everyone to know I have this note of this run-on sentence. Twilight would kill me if I sent this to her.
Okay.
Oh, I would kill you too.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Some stones are used.
Periods
for
are
right?
your friends.
We like to breathe.
I know. I like to have digestible brain shots, like brain synapse firings. I like when they're nice and digestible in size. You can't just electrify me constantly and expect to get the same result. Oh
No.
God!
In the sentence, and then add
So-
another sentence if you want this.
Here is our writing lesson for y'all tonight. Periods are your friends.
Yes.
The more you know.
I want to imagine the door had two monocles on it just to really get into that.
Yes, super fancy.
So just a quick
Also,
thing.
if you're a little bit of an advanced writing technique, you could also use a semicolon, or you could use an em dash.
No,
Yeah.
that will never happen here.
Also,
I
is
know
that-
he's not skilled enough.
Is that Walter
Semicolons look
White's
scary.
death, but someone superimposed young Sheldon's face over it?
Oh my God.
What?
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
You know what's
You're
wild?
welcome.
Like, I've seen a lot of clips from young Sheldon, and it's like, huh, I actually kind of like this. I'm scared
No,
because
it-
I hate Big Bang Theory so much.
It's a solid show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's a bit where I'll just say that certain someone was trying to force themselves onto a young woman and says, "Are you trying to fight me?" And he says, "Sure, why not?"
Why
you hear the
not?
sound effect of a punch, and then he goes like, "Hey, there's a bum sleeping on our front lawn. Call the
No.
police."
Oh, yes,
You
yes!
don't even hear the punch.
that's
He just
amazing.
it just
I forgot
cuts
about
and he's
that.
walking back in,
Wiping
like,
his
fixing up
hands.
his fist. Like, Call the police? Why? There's a bum
Wait.
on our front porch.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that in this show, like a kid like one punches
No,
some
no, no, no.
bum
This is
and
this is
No.
this is
No,
the
no,
dad.
no, the
It's
dad is
It's the
based.
dad.
Papa
The
Cooper.
dad is the most based character in the show.
It's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought the kid like bopped him
yeah.
once and then he
To round out my
knocked out.
thoughts, from what I've
No.
seen, George and Georgie Jr. are just their actors are phenomenal. All of the actors are. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Let's get back to this.
We're getting off track
Dalen
again.
looked. Yeah, it's almost as if I like having brain cells left by the end of the night. Dalen looked back
If
to
you
the
liked
tunnel,
having brain cells, you wouldn't be reading the
knowing
story
that
in the
these
first
things
place.
couldn't have fit through it, but then remembered the window. It was 4 meters in breadth and must have been removable. Why do you give measurements for the fucking window, but not the room, the large room-sized cavity? That is a room. This floor is made out of floor, Shad.
Please don't ask for more detail. I beg of you. We don't need more.
I know. Dalen kicked open a nearby chest. It was filled with coins, and Dalen guessed the other chests were just as full. All that loot from the skyship's Blackheart had robbed and then sold. He had really been raking it in. Dalen poked through the chest, looking for the gold coins known as crowns, the largest and most valuable coins in Hamran currency. Interestingly, the chest only contained the less valuable coins, mostly rupees, making the total worth of all these chests far lower than it appeared. A few crowns would be worth more, so it seemed like the coins were actually worth something were too valuable to be left out in the open, even here. But why were all these rupees on display? It's a misdirection, Dalen realized out loud. If someone found Blackheart's den while he was away and tried to rob him, they might just think this was all his wealth and not bother to look further. This meant that Blackheart was indeed hiding the larger portion of his wealth, and where his money was would be anything else he truly valued. Okay. For some reason, the way Shad chains clauses together, it just trips me the fuck up. Looking about the lavishly furnished room, Dalen knew he didn't want to spend time on ripping it apart. If only my powers could point out hiding places. And then an angel descended from on high and said, Dalen, your powers can pinpoint hiding places.
No, wait, he can.
Yeah, I would probably need that.
Oh, I mean
Dalen
that. I
thought
mean
and then
that.
paused, realizing something. Maybe they
I'm sorry.
could. His ability to find things was a result of his own natural perception. Testing, Dalen drew in light and tried to bond it to his perception. He noticed things instantly, like the fact that there were more bottles of Summerside wine in the liquor cabinet than anything else, and that the bed sheets had recently been changed. What? He was out on his ship. If someone's sleeping, that'd be funny. One of his people were sleeping in his bed. Dalen smiled and channeled all 4 of his bonds, which would enhance his perception 16 times more than his natural ability. And then he started bleeding from the eyes and ears because he was overwhelmed. If only. It was incredible. He noticed everything that could be noticed. With the slightest glance at the desk, Dalen knew it had 4 hidden compartments, was made from 3 separate trees, all oak, and was 52 years old, counting from the time of its construction. Dalen could deduce from the age of the trees that had been used to make the desk, and when they had died, where they would have grown, the lacquer which polished the thing, and knew the number of all the dents and scratches that were on the side that faced him, 20 of which had been made with a dagger, one with a side sword, and another with cutlass.
Oh no!
And there was still one more thing that came to his mind with one piece of furniture. He was noticing just as many things about every other item in the room.
I hate that sentence.
You know, on that note,
It never
Twy,
ends.
you're up.
Sure.
You can have the brain damage now.
Sherlock.
I mean, he's
He's leaving,
Laboratory
guys.
time! Yeah!
Dalen gasped at all the information flooding him and broke the bonds. It was just too much. Clearly, there's even more ways I can use my powers, Dalen. Interestingly, when the bonds broke, Dalen forgot most of the information that he had in his mind only moments ago. Not too surprising. The natural mind wouldn't be able to remember so much. In fact, He had a soft headache now, which might have been some type of side effect. That, or his poor sleep, was finally getting to him. At least he retained most of the important he noticed. Dalen walked to an armoire and pulled on it. Sorry. The whole thing moved forward and opened like a door. It slid easily, and it was built into a railing that sat on the stone floor. And, once opened, it moved aside to reveal a 2-meter-tall steel safe that had been built into the stone behind it. But this wasn't what Dalen was looking for. No. His powers had revealed something else, something ingenious and elaborate that would have taken a very long time to set up. It was a very clever little trick Blackheart had engineered to hide his most valuable things. And Dalen knew that he wouldn't have noticed the clues without the help of his powers. Like the rope holding the chandelier, it was actually a painted steel cable. Steel cable was a more recent invention that was only now becoming more industrially used. The pulleys guiding the cable were made to bear massive weight. Dalen might not have noticed the hidden weights in the chandelier, that its frame was made of reinforced steel, or that the cord wrapped around the winch to rise and lower the chandelier was redirected into the stone wall. The railing supporting the armoire was made for something much heavier than a cedar cabinet.
Thanks for not claiming that Dalen was responsible for the invention of steel cord, Shad. I know it took restraint.
Or cedar cabinets.
I was also waiting for him to be like, but it's not the chest I was looking, not the safe I was looking for. It's this other thing. He opens it up. Bingo. He pulls out a bingo card.
That would have been so funny.
The crank attached to the chandelier's cable also functioned as a combination lock. Pulling on it, the crank slid out a little, releasing it from the cogs, but engaged a combination system. Enhancing his hearing and focusing on the crank, Dalen easily noticed each click as he turned it, letting him know when he had hit the right pin. With all the pins pushed, Dalen re-engaged the cogs as if the crank and began turning.
1 moment. Iman, go push to talk, man. You're getting feedback from people in your background.
I was literally just about to say. I hear somebody
Yeah, sorry,
in the
my
background.
room. Yeah, sorry, it's my roommates.
Kill
The chandelier lowered as what would be expected, but this time it functioned as a counterweight, and the whole safe that he had just found was pushed forward, swinging from a large reinforced steel arm out of the wall. The safe was real enough, but Dalen knew nothing truly valuable was inside. It functioned as another misdirect, a deception, and as it turned out, a door and bulwark for the real safe. Blackheart seemed to know that the best way to keep something from others wasn't to barricade it behind steel, but rather to ensure its location was so well hidden that no one would ever find it. There was no door to this second real safe, for the first safe was the door. Inside was a brightly lit room filled with workshop desks, equipment, shelves, and chests, but what caught Dalen's eye most was the fully equipped Sunforge. Dalen had suspected this since Blackheart had linked his Sunforged sword and shield to other people as a perverse kind of leverage. Most blacksmiths insisted on taking the blood needed to forge the links themselves, so they could ensure that no one was being linked against their will, which meant that it was unlikely Blackheart had gotten a sunsmith to link his captives. No, Blackheart himself had been the sunsmith. The room was lit by large piles of sunstones, which were needed for sunforging. The side shelves and small chests were filled with loot and valuables, many of which held quate and crown coins. Dalen noticed that just one of these small chests held more money than all those outside. Dalen walked casually through the room, inspecting everything. He found a medium-sized chest on a desk filled with what looked to be shattered pieces of dull yellow glass, but Dalen knew it wasn't glass.
I'm just sitting here, I'm like, get to the fucking point.
Get on with it.
I don't give a shit what fucking wood polish is being used on the fucking cupboards. Please, Shad, tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, him going to forge his fucking identification documents was something.
No.
Oh my
No,
god, it's
not even
Argent.
that one.
Oh my god.
The incredible useful ability died. Like I can't finish this sentence. I'm just laughing.
I forgot about the snake, dude.
No.
Now that is a flashback and a half.
The irony is that's a flashback and a half, and that was literally the last story we covered before this monstrosity.
Didn't like the first chapter you say,
Months
please bring
ago.
back Project Alpha?
Oh yeah.
Please.
Yeah, we need
my
Project
God.
Alpha back. We need a palate cleanser.
All right. They used to be sunicles, and the shards were dull yellow because they had been common wood before the forging process. The sunicles had either been shattered by Darkstone, or the people they were linked to had died. Dalen also noticed many larger pieces of sunicle amongst the smaller shards that looked to be intact. Pulling them out, he found that they were tags, the size of bookmarks, with a hole in the end where a slip of paper had been tied with string. Each piece of paper had a name written on it. Dalen inspected the tags one by one and found a name he recognized.
Oh my god!
Sane.
Dalen, you bastard! You killed Santa Claus! This is clearly Santa Claus's workshop. All these are gifts for all the good girls and boys of this land. You bastard!
Oh,
Bunch of elves just start running up on Dalen.
bunch of tiny ass elves, like, shivving his
Yeah,
ankles.
I honestly, Dalen being swarmed by Keebler elves that knock him out the fucking window to his falling slow death would be hilarious.
Quick, get the wood
Oh
chopper.
my god, Omega Rob. It's so accurate.
This was the leverage Blackheart had over him. It appeared that Blackheart used Sunforge linking to blackmail everyone, even his own crew, and all the shattered tags in the chest were a result of the crew Dalen had killed. But 10 other tags were still unbroken. Did Blackheart have even more crew that weren't here in the den? Regardless of who they were linked to, no one deserved to be linked against their will. Dalen took all the tags to the Sunforge and began adjusting the circular focusing lenses that were held above by steel levers. It had been over 20 years since he had done this, and it brought back many memories. Just like swimming, his skills hadn't waned. In fact, they might have been sharper.
Oh my god,
He didn't
Moopa just pointed out. So all of his crew were fucking hostages.
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Oh
We
my
were right.
god, Chad!
Yeah, not
what
ju-
the fuck are
Not
you?
just hostage.
I
And
want
not
to
just
imagine
hostages.
one of the crew.
He held his soul
as
hostage.
Dalen was mercilessly gutting a man. He was just saying, "No, please, I don't even want to be here."
I just I've been glazed over for like the last 10 minutes with all this fucking descriptive text that does nothing for any of the story. And so I did completely slip me by. But Moopa is right. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, this actually makes things so much worse.
Congratulations. We have removed 3 pins with this one sentence.
Now here's the
Yay!
question.
Oh,
Here's-
triple. But yeah,
here's the
seriously,
question.
holy shit.
Will he recognize this? Will Dalen recognize it?
I
Probably
take it
not.
from the fact you asked this question that he won't.
So-
That's my
I
question.
feel like
A reminder, since it has been quite a few chapters since this happened, but he killed indiscriminately all of the crew because they lacked enough light. The only reason why Sane was spared was because he arbitrarily had enough light.
Correct.
Yes. So all the jokes I had about, like, because we have 3 interpretations of what the fucking internals of the light and darkness of a person means. So my interpretation that Sane has actually had the most solidified and firm belief that what he's doing as a pirate is the right thing is just Dalen, you need to kill Sane right now.
You see, that's the greatest secret. He was actually leading them here because he believed they didn't share his convictions enough and needed to cleanse the crew. Oh god.
So is this meant to be a serious fanfic, or is this... No, you don't need to understand. Ava, this is not a fanfiction. This is a published standalone work. We are not bad fanfiction night, technically speaking. We are bad fiction night. This is a very serious novel, and Shad puts himself on a fucking pedestal over it.
Yeah, this is a published novel.
And I want to reiterate, I feel so much better about The Artificer by comparison, because the Artificer, I aimed no higher than a 5 out of 10. I just wanted a nice, fun little story that people could read and have a good time with. Shad tries to say, like, this is high art.
Yep.
God, I cannot wait till we are done and we can cover him on Jacked. Because, oh my god, if he says that if he ever responds as, oh, we didn't actually read it, we're going to have something around, like, 40 streams of evidence that we did.
Yep.
Glorious.
God damn, that's a lot of receipts.
All right. He didn't have to pause and fight to recall anything. Something he had to do with every second thought when he was old. Well, he was still old, he thought, just not physically. The doors to his mind were open. Everything there was ready to be used. Did being young help him recall information and facts? If so, that would be ironic. The age when a person possesses their greatest mental capacity just happened to be the age when they were the most stupid. Reverse sun forging was a very delicate process that few sunsmiths had ever attempted, as failure meant breaking the sunicle and possibly killing the one linked to it. But Dalen was more than a master sunsmith. He had forged Imperius. With the right lenses affixed, including the most precarious darkstone lenses, Dalen placed a sunstone behind him, the opposite of regular forging. Light began to drain from the first tag and its translucency faded until it looked as black as obsidian. This stage alone required tremendous precision, and would have shattered the sunicle if the luminosity was off by a fraction of a degree. Dalen carefully felt for the hidden lid, which held Sane's blood, and with tweezers opened it.
The lid.
Dried blood.
Patrick, the lid. The lid. The lid. The lid. The lid. The lid.
Lid, Patrick, the lid.
What did I say?
No, you said it correctly.
He's making a joke.
I'm making a reference. It's a SpongeBob joke. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
What are these memes? I did the thing. Ice pick. How dare ye have hostages? To do list. Steal stuff. Make more monsters. Do that one thing that this book loves to do over and over again. Big ship make bigger cookie. And then people are sitting here. God, that meme is fucking tiny. Everyone's like, oh, Ava's like, oh, I want to see him fight the author, and I'm like, I don't think I could take Shad in a fair fight.
I'm gonna be real, man. I've seen him fight.
It's because of the sword.
You'll be fine.
Don't worry.
Celtic, you need to get yourself a sword. That way you'll be evenly matched.
No. Like I'm being as humble as I fucking can here. I am martially trained to some level, but I am horribly rusty. I have not practiced in quite some time. I do not have the level of equipment access that he does. And also, he just flat out has height and weight advantage on me.
Okay, but here's the thing. He suffers from chronic fatigue.
Wait for it.
Oh my god, you're right. I can just outrun him.
Man.
Like 2 swings.
I can pull a boogie versus fucking Wings of Redemption.
I
That's what you
sent
get
a-
for not
have to outfight
stacking
him. You just have to outrun him.
That's what you
I
get for
can
not
find it for
specking
you.
into stamina, loser.
No, I sent a gif of just the Martel just I will be your champion.
Get me a ticket. I can.
If that ever happens, I will take you up on that. Because honestly, back to back, it's like, oh, you know what? You get the
My
first round
sword is
on me.
yours.
You get the first round on me, Shad. And I'll just see what happens if I can just wear him down.
All right. Dried blood was within, and Dalen carefully dribbled a bit of spit onto it. He then broke up the dried blood with the tweezers and mixed the spittle through. By tainting the blood while the sunicle was lightless, the link would end and the reverse sun forging process would be done. Tossing the tag aside was where it shattered. Dalen repeated the process with the others. Once finished, Dalen walked to the small chests and filled one of his belt pouches with crowns, which was more money than he would need for a very long time. He then grabbed every ledger and journal he could find, including anything else that might contain information on Blackheart's operation. I will say, this is the first time that Dalen has ever saved somebody without any other provocation or any other thought about it. Because the last time that he saved a girl, like he was just desperate to do something that wasn't what he had been doing in his previous life. He just sees these things, sees that these guys are being held captive, and just undoes it.
I mean, that is actually an
Congratulations.
interesting thing. Like, that's not focused on, is the drive of someone to do good, especially to make up for past sins, can be a very dangerous and wild thing that, if left unchecked, could result in horrible... Like, that would be a whole angle to take with Dalen, is that he's, like, going out of his way to try and do charitable work and good things, like his vigilantism, but he keeps fucking up because it's very relatively casual. Yeah, to be fair, I probably have more firearms experience than Shad, so if that were allowed. But, you know, absolutely, like, that could have been a whole thing where, like, this could have been the moment where he actually does something the correct way and for the correct reasons. And it's like this major breakthrough for his moral compass. But it's like all been completely muddled up until this point.
Yep.
So at the end of the day,
like this is technically Dalen. It feels at least that this is Dalen starting to actually change, because he's not aggrandizing it to himself. He's not saying like, oh, I'm such a good person and I need to make up for all the past wrongs. No, he just does it.
Wait a minute,
without even a thought.
Pause. I just had a thought. Why the fuck did Sane not mention this?
You mentioned dogs. Or wait, oh, I don't. Maybe
no.
he didn't. know.
I haven't thought of it yet.
I mean, you're wanting Sane to mention that his soul is being trapped to the man who has been abusing him the entire time since not killing him.
Why not mention it to Arik?
Yeah, that is true.
Like, literally, it's like, okay, now suddenly you have a major plot hole here. Like, if Sane were to have said to Arik, hey, you know, when we go there, we gotta find this thing because I am, like, he was literally had so much leverage over me, and then Arik would be like, wait, did he do that for the rest of the crew? And Sane would be like, yeah, and then Arik would be like, oh, fuck.
Yes, Sane is abused and neglected.
What, did you think we all picked up the pirate life because you wanted to say yahoy and loved parrots?
Yes.
I mean, that's why I did it.
Maybe
not.
I did it for the rum.
I realized because I have a bird avatar, loving parrots has a different meaning.
Oh.
You said it.
Oh, no.
I know.
Raymond, what have you been doing behind my back?
Oh, it was my younger years, why? It was before I knew you.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
It was before I started settling down.
Damn, I didn't know I was going to be walking into a lover spat on this bad fanfiction night.
Anything can happen on bad fanfiction night.
Us looking at
Things I come home to rehearsal to.
guys.
Once finished, Dalen walked to the small chests and filled one of his belt pouch. Oh, sorry. Then he grabbed every ledger and journal that he could find, including everything else that might contain information on Blackheart's operation. Dalen returned to the main room and sat at the desk. He opened the hidden compartments in the desk just to see what was inside, and the most valuable thing he found was snuff. Finely ground, processed, and aged tobacco, to be sniffed through the nose for a buzz to hit and hit of flavor. It wasn't cheap.
We know what snuff is, Shad.
Snuff never really did anything for Dalen, and besides, it was very addictive. Dalen shut the drawers and began to look through the books. Dalen scanned several and found nothing. He hoped that the information he sought wouldn't be there, but then, to his dismay, he found it. Footsteps sounded from the passageway. By their pace and weight, it was Auric approaching. Dalen didn't look up as he heard Auric enter, not to be rude, but rather because of the heartache he felt from what he had read. Light, Auric said. The man certainly had gaudy taste. Dalen couldn't reply. What's wrong? Auric asked with concern, approaching the desk. Dalen looked up, held up Blackheart's journal.
Blackheart was the Conqueror's son.
He mentioned his mother's name. Sorry, I didn't realize. My apologies, that was my fault.
He mentioned his mother's name, Bethanen, who was the girl the Conqueror had for a time.
Auric seemed to have...
How many N's does one name need, anyway?
Auric seemed to have trouble replying. You could only know that if your father told you of the girls he raped.
He never saw it like that,
Dalen snapped, and then closed his eyes to calm himself, breathing deeply.
Her name came up when my father was talking about people he missed. Apparently there were a few girls he liked more than the others. Bethanen just happened to be one of them.
How convenient.
Auric nodded, Auric nodded, looking barely satisfied, but he didn't push the subject. Dalen felt revolted at himself. Although he had his favorites like Bethanen, they had really meant nothing to him. He had been too blinded by the loss of his wife and children to care about anything, at least not emotionally. It was as if he had lost his soul and humanity after they died, especially after taking his revenge.
Thank you for spelling that out for me, Shad. I needed to know that. I couldn't infer that. Also, you did care about things. A lot. You overthrew the country, Shad! Sorry, Dalen.
Edit. Creepy.
Juice.
Listen, he's very casual in his...
But that was no excuse for his actions, he reminded himself harshly, and he deserved to burn in endless hell because of them. There was no other way Blackheart could have known of Bethanen. If there was one, there would be more. Many, many more. The darkness
Now
of
we've
misery...
swung to the other side of the pendulum. It doesn't mean many, many more. It means the possibility, not that there will be. God damn it, Dalen. Do you understand how probability fucking works?
You read the rest of the book.
The darkness of misery and guilt that Dalen kept locked away, the very darkness that had crippled him for 2 falls, began to surface again. He had children, potentially hundreds of them. He shook himself. It wasn't time to sink into misery, but it was hard to avoid, and he sat in silence for a time, waging an internal battle. He almost lost that battle more than once in the dark moment, but eventually he opened his eyes and looked to Auric, who had been standing there patiently. Did you find the captives? Sorry. That was Dalen.
Did you find the captives, yeah?
Yes, Auric said.
Oh god,
That caught me off guard so hard.
Oh my god.
It's been so long since we referenced that. Oh
Yeah,
god.
I completely blanked that.
Quick, somebody draw Dalen with cat ears.
You should have been here when she accidentally.
I feel like I just got punched in the fucking throat. Holy shit.
My soul hurts.
By your mood, I say we were lucky and found them both alive. 5 of them, actually. They're all children of important people. The one that was linked to the shield is lucky to be alive. How is she doing? Wait, how do you know that?
Yeah, I was gonna say wait.
You read the rest
I
of
was
the
gonna
book.
say 5 of them actually. How you just presume that one of the 5 there could be a dead one that he didn't mention because Arik would probably be a little squeamish about mentioning that.
Yeah.
Also, Ava, don't worry. After we are done with the stream, ask someone here to recite what's happened up until this point. You'll understand what we're reading.
Yeah.
I will gladly.
Even then, I don't think you
gladly is
will.
perhaps not the word I'd use, but I will happily.
Scared, very scared. You should
not,
be.
No,
You should be
not
horrified.
happily.
Yeah. You should be horrified. Fine now that I've healed her, though she was in tremendous pain.
Dalen looked aside. I'm sorry for delaying things. She wouldn't have suffered for as long had I not been so focused on my own misery.
You needed the time, and the girl is safe. They're all very grateful.
I don't want their gratitude,
Dalen said.
Please don't let them know that I had anything to do with it.
As you wish, though I expect they'll figure it out.
Did you find who Blackheart's sword is linked to?
No, that had slipped my mind, though I suspect it's one of the captives. Thank you for reminding me.
I guess it doesn't matter. There's a full Sunforge in the hidden room, so I'll just reverse the sword and undo the link.
Arik's reply came after several seconds. You can do that? Dalen was too miserable to care about the unlikelihood of an 18-year-old snot being a master sunsmith, or to care that Arik thought about it. Besides, Dalen wasn't going to let a poor innocent girl live her life in fear thanks to the risk of being linked against her will.
Yes, I'm a sunsmith.
You might think you are, but only master sunsmiths can reverse forge.
Then I suppose I have luck to thank for the 12 Senecles I just reversed,
Dalen said, pointing to the secret room. You what? Arik said, walking through the false safe into the hidden room.
Blackheart linked his entire crew to Sunforge tags as extra leverage over them,
Dalen called out.
I found Sane's name among them and reversed every one that was left.
You are a master sunsmith, Arik said as he returned, clearly having seen the black, shattered shards of the reverse Senecles.
If it's any consolation, I can't cook worth a damn or sing a solid note to save my life.
Actually,
Okay,
it's rather nice to hear
okay.
that you aren't good at everything.
Dalen, 1, yes, singing is, while a trained talent, there is a biological limit that some people have. It's unfortunate. It kind of sucks. However, cooking, anyone can learn to cook. You've had an entire lifetime. Fucking hell. It's like, oh, he's not good at these things that are completely impractical in terms of like anything he'll need on this journey.
If I might also add, can I just point out, real good job, Dalen, you're doing there, pretending to be a 17-year-old.
I know! I was about to point that out. I'm sorry, you're a master swordsman and a master sun forger and a master identity forger, I guess. Wow.
He's just a master at he's a master at literally everything except for singing and cooking.
Yeah.
He's totally not a Gary Stu, guys.
Yeah, I totally have had
Definitely
conversations
not.
with certain people about this.
Well, little do we know that climax will require a singing that would be like him to have it. Never mind.
God, I wish,
Okay.
man.
Okay, Moopa,
Okay, go.
I challenge you. RFK Jr., I do not want to hear that man sing.
Yeah.
Well,
So, only a few people are going to know this, like who I'm talking about. But Raymond,
Hi.
does Dalen remind you of Sinbad just a little bit?
Sinbad?
What in the world did I miss?
Okay.
That's
Maji-
rude.
Maji Sinbad?
That's so
yeah.
rude.
Twy, I'm sorry, but no, because
Which
Sinbad
was the key?
Sinbad is very likable.
Dalen is not
Oh,
at all.
I meant in terms of his power and skills.
No, because they actually very clearly explain that he's a very high-level adventurer that has been exploring the world for years, decades even, and has accumulated a bunch of knowledge and other fucking artifacts. Like, they do, like, as Gary Stu as he is, it is a very well-informed history, and all the things that he does are well within the power balance of the world. So it's like...
Also,
mean,
Sinbad has the single greatest comedy moment of the entirety of Magi.
Yeah. I understand what you're trying to draw a comparison to, but like, God, that is such a diss to Sinbad.
It is.
Also, you do know by the Balbot arc, he's only in his 20s.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
He was in
also,
his 20s?
isn't he
He's-
not the main character?
No,
No,
he's not.
the main character.
Aladdin is the
important
main
detail.
character.
Aladdin and Alibaba are the main characters.
Yeah. I think that's an important detail that your super OP character is not the main character.
There's that too, yes.
Yes. I'm just saying that, like, we have an established Gary Stu. The only one that we accept as being acceptable as a Gary Stu in the story, especially because of things that I have told you, Raymond, once we have finished reading the manga. But
and then there's the
in
extra
comparison-
caveat that when he's introduced to the main plot, he has literally had all of his shit stolen from him because of his laissez-faire mindset that is treated as a character flaw. So it's like, it's like, oh, we not only learn that he's a character flaw, he's an incredibly powerful guy, but he's incredibly like susceptible to his own fucking problems. And and he's been left powerless now as a result of it.
His
He's
flaw
a
is that
bum.
he buys his own hype.
He's a bum at the beginning of the story.
Okay, so his big flaw is that he buys his own hype.
Also, pouty Morge is best Morge.
This is true.
Anyway, what my comparison was is that, like, Sinbad is basically just as powerful and skilled as Dalen, and yet, despite the fact that we acknowledge him as a Gary Stu, he is still a more likable character than Dalen, which makes Dalen being a Gary Stu even worse by comparison.
Yeah.
You can be a Gary Stu and the audience will accept you if the character has enough charisma and likability.
Dante.
I actually would have guessed Gojo.
Oh, Gojo, absolutely. I love that man.
Then add making friends, being patient, gardening, and poetry to the list. Done. Anyway, I'm not oh, sorry, that was Dalen speaking, not Arik. My apologies. Then add making friends, being patient, gardening, and poetry to the list. Done. Anyway, I'm not as good as my father was at it, Dalen said. The lie coming to him easier now. But he still taught me a thing or two. He did make imperious after all. Actually, I have a question. How do you practice reverse sun forging without potentially killing people?
I
before you
don't
gain your mastery?
remember. I don't remember if it's touched on, but that is pretty much the only thing we're led to believe.
Eh.
If I would probably ban sun forging if I had the choice.
That's
making the mother of all
actually, that would be a very cool thing to add of, like, this is how they deal with death row people. Is like, this is their death penalty. Is, all right, you're the test subjects for the Sun Forgers. Here you go.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest.
Oh my
Shit,
god.
I'm cooking. Fuck, I gotta write again.
I was gonna say Sunforged Suicide Squad.
If I might add, like,
Damn.
honestly,
Actually,
like,
hold up.
Given Sunforged anything's weakness to Darkstone being touched by it, I would just be like, this is useless.
Absolutely. There's Darkstone everywhere. Holy shit.
Just make Darkstone armor.
People do. That's been touched on.
Isn't that, I forget, isn't that one of Dalen's bracers or something?
It has a Darkstone blade.
That's right.
I am slowly learning that this is just a nuke. That's what these are. They're just nukes.
This is a poor man's Jujutsu Kaisen.
I mean, it seems more like a suicide pact, but you know.
I just didn't think that you spent that much time with him.
I told you that he visited my orphanage whenever he could. When I was old enough to leave it, I basically lived with him. My father tried to pass on every skill that he knew, so if there was something that he was good at, I'm probably good at it too.
Arik pressed his lips thin and held a concentrated gaze on Dalen, saying nothing.
You know, looking at
Okay.
me like that is just as bad as saying it.
Arik sighed. I know, and in truth your heroic actions have proven you different to the Conqueror, even with your unnatural similarity. You're a better man than he was by far.
Dalen huffed. I'll hold you to that.
Are you living your life like this to atone for what your father did?
No. He could never be forgiven by the light or those he oppressed, or even myself. But he brought so much darkness to the world that I might as well try to remove some of it.
His sins are not on your head.
Well, man, I need to analyze
Yeah.
that. Are you living your life like this to atone for what your father did? No, he can never be forgiven by the light or that those he opposed, or even myself. But he brought so much darkness into the world, I might as well try to remove it. So the answer is yes. You answered no, but your actual answer is yes. You're a fucking idiot, Dalen.
Yeah,
Actually, I think
if you
that's on
wanted
Shad
it to
for
be
that.
no, if you wanted it to be no, you should have just left it at no. You shouldn't have clarified.
Zero. They're interchangeable.
I know, but still.
We're posing.
Dalen's frown deepened. Oh, but they are. Every last blackened one.
But nothing could come to his lips as he stared at the Lightbringer because denying that statement was a lie too perverse, even for him.
For those with the bingo card, you may check off Dalen is self-loathing again.
Yep.
I must add again that his regrets are entirely tied to that he did the bad thing, not any thought about the lives ruined.
Arik looked back, his face seeming to weigh Dalen, and the concern in his eyes slowly grew. His eyes glanced to the right, something seeming to draw on him.
Did he just figure it out?
Arik was silent for another second before looking back at Dalen, asking, Did you discover anything about Blackheart's operation?
Yes,
Dalen said cautiously, choosing not to pursue whatever the bringer had just been thinking about.
The group he's been dealing with are the Blackened Daunists,
Dalen said with a sneer. The Daunists? What would they want with illegally obtaining skyship?
They want to bring back the Dawn Empire, but I don't see any logical way they could do that with 20 or so civilian ships.
They don't seem particularly violent, so refitting the ships for battle in the hopes of some future revolution doesn't make sense.
And even then,
Dalen said as he slowly rocked back and forth in Blackheart's fine desk chair,
refitted civilian ships wouldn't stand a chance against proper military vessels, so they must want those ships for something else. According to these figures, they've been paying full price, so it's no wonder Blackheart had been snatching up every skyship he could find. That also means the ships aren't being resold. There's no profit in it, and considering the money that they've been throwing around, they don't need it.
I don't think they were well funded.
Neither did I. They might have a very wealthy backer, and with their money, they could easily have purchased brand new ships legally. The difference is that they would be registered, and their every flight logged. So whatever the ships are being used for, it must be illegal, Dalen said. I guess I'll have to pay the Daunists a visit after we get to the capital.
How do you know that it's the Daunists from the capital that have been purchasing the ship? Dalen took out a crown from his belt pouch and held it up.
Apart from how clean this coin is and the lack of scratches, the date in it was minted is stamped near the edge. It's not even a season old, and most of the others are exactly like it.
And that means?
While you can find newly minted coins in circulation on the outer cities of Hamera, so many from the same batch together means that there's very likely that someone withdrew them directly from one of the larger banks in the capital, with the National Reserve being so close and all.
I see, Arik mused. So the money that purchased these ships came from the capital.
What exactly are you planning to do with the Daunists once there? You know me, Arik. I don't do anything to them that they don't deserve. That's what I'm afraid of.
Okay, so another thing that really just occurred, like kind of settled in, even though it has been there this entire time. Dalen gets to do quite literally everything in the plot.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me, like, wait, so Dalen also has a keen knowledge of how minting coins work. Even though he has been out of any kind of oversight of this kind of operation for like something like 20 years minimum. He has keen knowledge of like where this would be minted, where it would be coming from, how it would be minted. If they would they have not changed all the different like codes and such after they took over the government and remanaged everything? Wouldn't they have redistributed different monetary amounts? Like, when they have maybe not changed currency, but definitely changed printing in order to account for that stuff. So, like, why couldn't it have been Arik that was wise on these things? Why couldn't it have been, like, two characters with disparate information coming together to discuss a centrally complicated issue and both bringing their own knowledges to it? So Dalen can be like, well, from my research with Blackheart, they're Daunists, or they're dealing with Daunists, and all the Daunists are doing this. And then Arik can be like, oh, look at these coins. Interesting. They're all freshly minted. This must be coming from a central bank instead of it coming from any other stolen goods. It's like, it makes you wonder whether even any other characters besides Dalen, until you realize they exist as backup to make us aware how superior Dalen is to all the other people in this world. Exactly. It really is. They're just there to make Dalen look better, which is just disgusting to me.
Well, they serve another function too. They're there to add dialogue, or else Dalen would just be talking to himself the entire time or directly talking to the audience. So they serve the secondary function of having somebody there for Dalen to speak all of the things to. They do nothing except for saying, "Oh, I see," and then, "But what about this? Is this the thing?"
Yeah. That's the thing, is like Muva's pointed out, not that Dalen is opposed to talking to himself or monologuing in general. I mean, to be fair, for like the first quarter of this book, he was completely on his own, doing his own bullshit and monologuing to himself constantly as it happened.
Yep.
It's like, Shad, you might as well just given us a book all about your pet character. These other characters
Also,
aren't doing anything to contribute to it.
Did they establish how long he was on the island for? I mean, or in exile or whatever it was?
I thought
Yes,
it had to be
changed.
something like 20 years, right? He had
Yeah, it was 20 years.
Grown old.
You think they would capitalize on that 20-year gap of not connection with society?
You got to take it from Shad's mindset. He wants the character to be cool. He doesn't want the character to encounter challenge. He wants them to encounter the facade of challenge, but easily overcome it. It's such a writer's trap for beginners to fall into, that you don't want your characters to actually suffer any kind of actual risk to themselves. I mean, God.
He's making isekai protagonists look good.
Yeah, like, take this into consideration. He would not have had Yang get her arm cut off. Like, or more accurately, he would have had like Yang get her arm cut off, but then like they recover it and reattach it, and it would have been fine, and it would have been like a cool scar on her. It wouldn't have actually been a defining point in her character. It's wild that I'm about to say volume 3 and 4 did stakes better than Shad has this entire fucking book. I didn't realize how bad this book was until I just suddenly in my brain compared it to Ruby.
That has got to be the most.
This book makes Ruby into a masterpiece.
The other characters actually do something.
I'd rather watch it.
Ironically, Ruby being a lack of motivating factor in the actual plot. I mean, the closest character we get to having a Gary Stu is John, and he doesn't fucking qualify like anywhere near as much as Dalen does. It's awful.
God damn. Help us, Lord.
Oh.
I'll say it. John's a better character than Dalen.
Yes.
Yeah.
John is.
Unironically.
I mean,
Yeah.
You know what?
Unironically,
I'm going to be
any character's better than Bailey.
controversial here. I'm going to be real fucking spicy with this, knowing everyone's my opinion on things. Oscar is a better written character than Dylan.
Wow.
Oscar, at the very least, is an absence of character. Dalen is a constant presence of contradiction and frustration.
If I
Good
might offer,
God.
here's a challenge.
How low
Name
we
a
have
character
fallen.
you, and I don't care if it's impossible. Name a character you actually from Ruby you think is actually worse than Dalen as a character, not like a person.
Salem.
Wait, Ruby. We were just
Cinder.
talking about Oscar. Weren't we talking?
I'd argue
Wait, didn't
Salem
we move on to
because
Sesame
she's so
Street?
inconsistent.
No, I am.
Don't argue this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know if there is a single.
Salem.
No,
She's
Salem.
so inconsistent.
Don't say his opinion for him. Let him speak.
I feel like Salem has problems, but she's largely consistent in her goals. Cinder, maybe. No, sorry. It may
Mercury?
Cinder or Neo.
What about Mercury?
I'd say, yeah, those.
And there's a great villain, honestly.
Neo makes in Volume 9 makes no fucking sense. Especially how they end
True.
things with her. Like, she should have wanted to return to get vengeance on Cinder. Like, that's absolutely true. Cinder is a power-hungry bitch, but she never learns her lesson until someone has to spell it out for her in Volume fucking 8 as the main antagonist of the entire story. I know Salem's the overarching antagonist, but Cinder is the main active antagonist.
The heavy.
Wait, why does she need to learn her lesson? She's the villain.
Because she's not a threat, she's a joke. Like, her lesson would be learning how to be more effective as a villain.
I mean, I guess compared to the other maidens, but I still think compared to fucking Jean, like, she could still kick his ass. She still kicks his ass easily.
Name a fight after Pyrrha that Cinder has managed to win.
You can't avoid the issue.
Yeah. Then Volume 8 happens and she's suddenly winning. She wins a fight at the very end due to bullshit.
She beat she was basically like dominating the Winter, like both Winter and Penny. She had to flee just because like she couldn't get the power.
All the
It's
same,
not losing the fight. That's just a tactical
Well, the
retreat.
problem is like
That's losing the goal.
Lionheart. No, Lionheart's just kind
Okay,
of
we're-
there. Hazel.
Also,
Hazel, maybe.
the question was name a battle that she has won. Tactical retreats do not count as winning.
Yeah.
Touche.
I was gonna say
Bazinga.
Hazel, but Hazel's not as deplorable as Dalen is. Hazel's inconsistent, but he's not as like I'm looking for a combination of deplorable and inconsistency, and I can't find it. I don't think there's a single character in Ruby that matches the criteria to anywhere rival Dalen as a terrible character.
You forgot about
Adam. What?
No, not Adam.
To
No.
answer the
Virgil
ask
doesn't
Cinder
count.
with a fight question, she did win a fight against Neo at in the middle of Volume 6. By
No,
basically-
she didn't. If we're not counting tactical retreats, we're not counting her stopping the fight to talk.
Yeah,
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, she technically hasn't won any fights. The main active antagonist of the show, everybody.
I guess she technically beat Jean because like she got him to stop fighting.
No, what ended up? No, I wouldn't even give her that.
Anyway,
because
I
basically
think
the only
Luca's
reason.
right. We gotta move along.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching.
Wait,
I hope
we
you all had
actually
a
finished the
fun
chapter yet?
time with. Yeah, we finished the chapter. We're at the end. We're on chapter 30.
Oh yeah, Zero, did you post the art yet?
Oh, holy shit!
No, there wasn't a chance to. There wasn't a good moment.
Oh,
Do it now.
post it now,
Oh,
whatever it is.
Well, it's situational. That's the thing. It's like that's why.
That's the situation.
It is.
Post that shit.
No,
dude.
it is not. Trust me, it is not.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well, I mean,
I will hold it for the next ones because Snowy will not be here for these, so I have it held.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a good time, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.